Have you ever wondered how to work with the moon as it moves through the 12 zodiac signs? And what does that even mean? What does it all do when it comes together and we apply the moon to the 12 zodiac signs? Well, we're going to talk about that in today's episode as we look at some moon magic so that you can harness your own inner power for more creation, more confidence, and make some moon magic in your everyday life. Hi, I'm Sarah, founder of The Sisters Enchanted, where we've been helping witchy women just like you consciously create lives that feel like magic by mixing the mystical and the practical like nobody else out there. And I am excited to bring today's topic to you. So, before we dive into the 12 zodiac signs, let's talk a little bit about the moon. Now, the moon is always in motion, moving around our Earth. And it spends about 2 to 3 days in each of the 12 zodiac signs throughout a lunar cycle. Now, a lunar cycle is marked by a new moon. When the moon is dark in the night sky to us and we can't see it down here on Earth, that is when we begin a new lunar cycle. And it happens for about 4 weeks. As the moon moves through the 12 zodiac signs, we might notice that our energy, our intuition, and even our inner emotional body is impacted depending on where the moon is. I love science and I love metaphysics, and there is some information that tells us that the full moon impacts us and our circadian rhythm when the moon is bright and shining down on us in the sky above. But anything else is more a anecdotal sense of information from the collective. And I, for one, know that I love to work with this rhythm of the moon to consciously create in my life. When we layer the phases of the moon, like the new moon and the full moon, on to working with the zodiac signs, we can tap into these energies, explore our emotional body, and consciously create whatever it is that we desire to have in our lives or grow into or expand into much more quickly than if we're just going it alone. Now, let's dive into how the four elements, earth, air, fire, and water, impact the moon as it moves through all 12 zodiac signs. Now, at the time that I'm making this video, we are right on the verge of Sagittarius season, and your girl's a Sagittarius sun. It's not my moon sign, though, so that is irrelevant to today's conversation. But in the spirit of the season, let's start with the fire signs. When the moon is in a fire sign, we might feel drawn towards experiencing more passion, more creativity, more desire. And we might feel like we are better equipped to take action on our lives and take chances we might not have taken otherwise. Now, the moon is watery by nature. Emotions are watery by nature, and the moon is representative of our inner emotions in astrology. So, when we think of water and we think of fire, what happens? The water might boil. And that same aliveness, the steam that comes up when you apply heat to water, is sort of what we see when we have the moon in a fire zodiac sign. Now, the three fire zodiac signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. When the moon blesses us in the sign of Aries, we can use this energy to spark bold actions, to take confident risks, and move forward in ways that we might not normally. When the moon is in Leo, we can work with that energy for self confidence, being visible, really celebrating ourselves. And when the moon is in Sagittarius, this is a sign that loves to uncover new information, explore new philosophies, ideas, and take grand adventures. Now, the moon is always moving through the 12 zodiac signs, and every single lunar cycle, the moon will touch every single zodiac sign. So, as you learn more about the moon, you'll learn things like the first quarter moon in Aries is a wonderful time for taking bold and exciting actions because of the energy of that moon phase and that Aries energy applied. And that bigger discussion, which we are not conquering today in this video, is just a peek at where you can go with this information when you dive into the topic on a deeper level. Now, let's switch to those earth signs. Our earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. When the moon is in the earth signs, the energy of the moon, that watery emotional energy of the moon, is more stabilized. In the earth signs, we're going to feel a sense of stability, grounding, maybe some practicality. And as a very fiery person myself, it's always nice to have that break of the moon landing in an earth sign, even if it's only there for 2 to 3 days. Now, a Taurus moon is a beautiful moon. This is where we can feel sensual and like explore how we want to feel in our immediate environments. We might want to feel a little more luxurious under a Taurus moon, want to work on our abundance and manifestation under a Taurus moon. Now, when we switch into a Virgo moon, when the moon is in the sign of Virgo, there might be a sense of decluttering, self care, kind of dusting out the corners of your home and sweeping out any stagnant energies. And when the moon's in Capricorn, that earth sign supports us in making plans, setting long term goals, and things like getting your finances right. And then we have our air signs. Now, the air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I am an Aquarius moon, so I'm an air sign moon. And when the moon's in an air sign, our communication might heighten or might be a little bit more emotional. We might also feel empowered to make some emotionally driven or come up with some emotionally driven ideas and even connect with others. Air is really that communication, that thought, that thinking. And when the moon is in an air sign, that might be heightened for us on an internal level. Gemini moons are great for brainstorming, for communicating your ideas, generating new ideas with people. Gemini loves to people and view all sides of a problem or situation. When the moon's in Libra, we might feel more harmonious in those communications, or we might want to bring like a beautiful aesthetic to the world around us that makes us feel more easily able to create and generate new ideas or communicate in a more loving way. And that Aquarius moon is going to encourage us to think outside the box, to dream big, to ideate in new ways and consider like the wild sorts of ideas that no one's taken the chance to consider yet. Now, remember, the moon is moving through all of the signs during every single lunar cycle, and it hits every sign for 2 to 3 days. And this is where we can layer on the phases with the energy of the element and the zodiac sign that the moon is in. So, a full moon in Aquarius, for example, might heighten any shadows we have around dreaming big or having bold ideas or communicating them to the world around us. And this is how we can start to layer in the phases with the signs. But remember, we're here today to talk about the signs. Finally, we have our water signs. Now, the moon is at home in the water signs. The moon is watery and it loves a water sign. Our water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Now, Scorpio gets a bad rap, but it's a beautiful, transformative sign. And I love a moon in Pisces. In fact, it's my favorite lunar cycle of the whole entire year. When the new moon hits Scorpio and we have that energy around us, and it's this beautiful intention setting time for transformation. It happens in autumn and I wait for it all year long. Now, when the moon enters a water sign, it's a beautiful time to tap into your healing energy, your emotional body, and your intuition. And with that lovely healing emotional energy supported by the moon in a water sign, when we are finding the moon in Cancer, this is a particularly nurturing time for you and can support you in nurturing others as well. And when the moon hits Scorpio, that's when we want to do our shadow work, our transformation work. And what I love about the moon moving through all of the zodiac signs every single cycle is that every single month, basically, we have an opportunity to harness that energy of transformation that the moon brings us when it's in Scorpio. And then finally, we have the moon in Pisces. I love a Pisces moon too. And this is where the flow happens, the creative flow, the collective flow, intuition work, dream work, thinking like meditation and just seeing what pops into your mind when you're in the shower or a bath. A beautiful way to spend some time when the moon is in Pisces. So, how do we make magic with the moon as it moves through the 12 zodiac signs? Well, we harness the energy of the zodiac sign with the energy of the watery moon, and we make some magic. There are 12 brand new moon invitations for you every single lunar cycle as the moon makes its dance through all of the zodiac signs. Each element brings a unique vibe, each sign brings a unique vibe, and the moon moves through them, bringing us all kinds of wonderful opportunities. When you align your magical practice, when you align your thought work, your self coaching, your inner monologue to the rhythm of the moon as well, this is when we can consciously create lives that feel like magic, tap back into our passion, our power, and our presence, and be the wild, witchy women that we were born to be. So I want to know, do you know your moon sign? And which moon sign do you love to work with the most? I'm an Aquarius moon, but I love a Scorpio moon so much. Let me know in the comments. We'd love to hear about it and see what the community thinks about the moon signs and which one is their favorite. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, to like this, and to share it. It means so much to us as a small business when you spread the word about what we're doing here at the Sisters Enchanted. If you're ready to dive even deeper, we are releasing so soon, the week of November 25th, 2024, the brand new Moon Rituals book with 96 rituals for making magic with every lunar phase and all zodiac signs. And it comes out so soon. So keep your eyes out for that. We'll be letting you know when it drops. But until next time, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. And until next time, stay magic, Enchanted Sisters.